Welcome to the 2024 Ironman 70.3 Langkawi. Langkawi, the jewel of Kedah, presents a wonderful location that will take athletes on a truly Malaysian cultural journey. The main island of Langkawi is part of an archipelago of 104 islands. Hello athletes, I'm Adele and today I will be bringing you through a shortened and race-specific briefing prepared by the Ironman team. A more detailed information guide is available online via the Athlete Information Guide. Please download the AIG for more information prior to beginning your race. It is highly recommended for all athletes to watch this video so that you are updated with all the current race information. A complete event schedule is available at the information counter in the expo area as well as found online. It is highly recommended that you familiarize yourself with the following key times across the event. The key times include: athlete check-in will be on Thursday till Friday 2 p.m. You must check in and collect your race kit by then. Compulsory bike T1 and run T2 check-in will be on Friday 12:30 p.m. till 6 p.m. Please ensure that you have checked in your bike and gear bags during this time. On race day, transition area opens from 5:45 a.m. till 6:45 a.m. Please ensure that you're on time. If you are a potential slot winner, the 2025 VinFast Ironman 70.3 World Championships roll-down ceremony will be held at Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa. You must be present when your name is called to claim the slots. This year, Ironman 70.3 Langkawi is offering 45 age group qualifying slots plus 20 additional women qualifying slots to the 2025 VinFast Ironman 70.3 World Championships in Marbella, Spain. The Race Expo at MIEC is the key race venue that will have the following services. Do not hesitate to proceed to our information counter if you have any questions. Check out our official Ironman bike mechanic at the expo if you have issues with your bike. They will support you with some basic complimentary services. However, for additional services, charges may apply. Do check on the operation times of the bike mechanics. Take note that bike mechanics will not be available on Sunday. You will receive all the items you require for the race in the athlete kit once you are checked in. These items are listed here and can be found in the Athlete Information Guide. During check-in, you will receive your Athlete ID wristband. Your Athlete ID wristband will provide you access to all athlete-only areas. This wristband will be fastened on your wrist and has to be worn throughout the event. You will collect your timing chip when you check in your bike and blue bike gear bag on Friday at T1. As always, Ironman 70.3 Langkawi will have two separate transitions. Transition 1 is located at Pantai Kok next to the Dana Langkawi. This is where athletes will start their swim and change over to the bike leg. Transition 2 is located at MIEC. This is where athletes will change over from the bike leg to the run leg. On Friday, it is compulsory for all athletes to rack their bikes and drop off their blue bike gear bag and helmet in the change tent at T1. Please stick your bike and helmet stickers prior to bike check-in. The bike check-in time will be from 12:30 p.m. till 6 p.m. No bikes will be accepted after 6 p.m. on Friday. Once your bike is checked by our race officials, you will be provided a sticker to be stuck on your bike top tube. You must also get your helmet checked and approved by race officials before entering the transition area. It is optional to leave your helmet overnight inside your blue bike gear bag or bring it back on race morning and leave it on your bike once the technical officials have conducted the checks on it. You will not have access to your blue bike gear bag on race morning. It is also optional if athletes choose to leave their bike shoes in the blue bike gear bag or on the bike pedals. Your blue bike gear bag will not be accessible once transition closes at 6 p.m. on Friday and on race morning. A guide on what is needed inside the blue bike gear bag can be found in the AIG. Bike covers are not allowed during overnight racking as they create safety issues in the event of high winds. Your belongings will be monitored overnight by event security. Remember to collect your timing chip from the timing tent after checking in your bike and your blue bike gear bag at T1. The timing tent is located at the exit of T1 on Friday. Do not lose your timing chip. A penalty of USD 150 will be charged for missing or unreturned chips. Your timing chip is required to be worn when entering transition on race morning. Please set yourself a reminder to strap this on your left ankle on top of your socks. Do ensure you do not cover or block the timing chip. Race officials will be checking for this as you enter transition on race morning. If you lose your timing chip during the race, you are responsible for obtaining a replacement by informing event staff at one of the following locations: swim start, swim exit, bike exit, or run exit, so that timing providers can do their best to replace the chip. If you lose your chip while on the run course, please notify an Ironman staff immediately after crossing the finish line. If you have decided to withdraw mid-race, please hand back your timing chip to event staff or to the information counter. If you do not have a timing chip, Ironman will not be able to provide you with a race time or validate your finish. Remember, no chip means no time recorded and thus no official result for your race. Once you've checked in your bike and blue bike gear bag at T1, please proceed to Transition 2, T2. You will be required to drop off your red run gear bag at T2 in MIEC. Compulsory running shoes check will be conducted by race officials before you enter T2. Hang your red run gear bag on the S-hooks at your allocated bike rack. Please be reminded that the check-in time for the red run gear bag at T2 starts from 12:30 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Friday. T2 in MIEC will not be accessible on race day morning. Make sure you have packed appropriately for the race. A guide on what is needed inside the red run gear bag can be found in the AIG. All athletes must attend at least one transition tour to familiarize yourself with the flow on race day. There are multiple sessions to choose from on Friday. All athletes are required to check in on Thursday or Friday. Only complete teams are allowed to check in, so ensure all your team members are present before proceeding to the check-in counters. All team member swaps can only take place in the relay team tent in transition. Each team will be given a timing chip to pass on as a baton between the team members at the relay team tent. Failure to do so will result in a DNF. There will be a relay team tent near the finish line where the swim and bike leg athletes can wait for their run athlete. All relay team members are allowed to run through the finish line together. Relay medals are different than individual medals. Please ensure you're given the correct medals before leaving the finish line area. Your safety is our priority. We have engaged a professional and experienced team of medical personnel in case assistance is needed. Ironman has positioned experienced medical personnel at the swim start and exit area, inside transitions, on the bike and run course, as well as a full medical team at the finish line. If you're not feeling well on race morning, we strongly advise you not to start the race and inform an Ironman staff member or race official so we can officially withdraw you from the event. If you start to feel unwell at any point of the day, we urge you to seek help rather than continue. The medical team can assist you in rehydrating, cooling down, and other basic care. Any athletes that requires further medical assistance will be transported to the nearest hospital. If at any time during the race you experience chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or lightheadedness, please stop immediately and seek medical attention. Do not be afraid to ask for help. A medical evaluation does not constitute outside assistance. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation or for having someone help you in getting medical assistance. During the race, please ensure that you look after yourself and your fellow athletes. If in doubt, seek help from a race official or a volunteer on the course. Do ensure that you have provided your most up-to-date emergency contact information during check-in. Here are some safety tips an athlete should always remember. During the swim, raise your arm, which will alert the water safety team that you need help. If able to, you can also verbalize that you are in need of help by yelling, "Help!" You can also grab onto a kayak or pontoon. You will not be disqualified for grabbing onto any of these safety items during the race. During the bike and run, if you're not at or near an aid station, stop. Let someone know you need medical help. Anyone can help. It could be another athlete, a staff vehicle, event support vehicle, or event moto out on course, even a spectator. Have them alert the nearest aid station or Ironman staff member that you need medical assistance. Make sure you provide your bib number for faster assistance. After you've finished the race, do not leave the post-race area until you're reasonably certain you're okay and are able to drink without vomiting and stand without dizziness. If you're not feeling well, please come to the medical tent to be evaluated by the medical team before leaving the recovery area. If you find yourself in this situation, your gear will be cared for until you return. Do approach the information counter upon your return or contact Ironman directly. To assist the medical team better, make sure that you take necessary care needed for yourself prior to race day. If you have an acute illness, do not start the race. The 2024 Ironman 70.3 Langkawi will be using the 2024 Ironman competition rules found on our website and in the AIG. It is the athlete's responsibility to know and understand the rules before race day. Prior to starting the race, athletes need to familiarize themselves with the course. Athletes must follow the prescribed course in its entirety. Failure to do so will result in a disqualification. If an athlete must exit the course, he or she shall re-enter the course at the same point of departure before continuing. There are some changes to the Ironman competition rules, therefore we encourage all athletes to read the latest version of the Ironman competition rules before starting the race. Transition 1, T1, is open on Saturday morning from 5:45 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. for pre-race preparations. This is the last opportunity for athletes to prepare their bikes for racing. Volunteers, race officials, and bike mechanics will be available to assist you. Under no circumstances is anything to be left at the base of your bike. Race officials will be checking for such items once transition is cleared. Athletes can drop off their bike pumps at the designated bike pump tent inside the transition area. After leaving transition, athletes will drop their black street gear bags containing any personal items at the designated street gear truck before heading to swim start. Once the pre-race formalities are over, athletes will be called to the swim start area for the 7:05 a.m. beach start. Make your way to the swim start area via the swim pens. Due to timing mats in place, you are unable to conduct a swim warm-up. Kindly note that there will be no official practice swim available during race week. Age group athletes will be required to self-seat themselves into the 3 time zone pens at the swim start area based on their anticipated time to complete the swim. The rolling swim start will involve athletes being progressively released in small groups at timed intervals from the start line. This will be repeated until all athletes have crossed the start line and timing mat. Please note, your time does not start until you have crossed the timing mat point at the start line. The start line will be marked clearly on the beach. Your time is adjusted once you have crossed the timing point. You do not need to rush. The swim is a 1.9 km 1-lap swim course in a clockwise direction. This year, we have added yellow buoys as a marker for athletes heading outbound and orange buoys as an inbound marker along the swim course. The turning points will be marked clearly by large red Ironman buoys, and the course will be marked clearly by buoys with red flags. Bear in mind, the red flags will always be on your left shoulder along the swim course. As you enter the water, you must first swim for 400 meters before reaching the first turning point. Turn right and swim for another 700 meters before turning right again to complete your last 800-meter swim. A table will be set up for athletes' glasses at the entrance to the beach. You can collect your glasses upon swim exit. A big contingent of water safety personnel will always be in the water for your safety. Should you need assistance at any time during the swim, please place one arm in the air and they will come to your aid. There will also be resting pontoons along the swim course. Do swim towards the rest pontoons if you face any difficulties during your swim. In the unfortunate event of a swim evacuation, the water safety team will blow the whistle continuously. Please stop swimming immediately and seek direction from the nearest water safety personnel. Please take note of the Ironman swimwear ruling during a non-wetsuit race. It is prohibited for clothing which is covering any part of the arms below the elbow and any part of the leg below the knee. Compression wear, including calf socks, are prohibited to be worn during a non-wetsuit swim but may be worn upon the completion of the swim. Any athlete found with illegal equipment will be disqualified immediately by race officials. If you are unsure, please bring along your non-wetsuit clothing to a race official during bike check-in on Friday. Please review the swim course section in the Athlete Information Guide available online. It is the athlete's responsibility to be familiar with this. If you decide to withdraw at any time, you must notify an Ironman staff or race official so that we can account for your safety. The time limit for the swim leg is 1 hour and 10 minutes after an athlete's individual start time. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cutoff time will not be allowed to continue the race. The race director reserves the right to enforce a cutoff at any given time. Upon exiting the water, athletes will pass the timing chute and run through the showers before running into T1. Once you're in T1, locate your blue bike gear bag on the bag rack. Change tents are available if required. There are separate change tents for male and female athletes. Once you've completed the change, you must repack your bag with the discarded swim attire and drop it into the bag drop box as you exit the change tent. You will then grab your bike and push it to the bike mount line. Once you've passed the mount line, you'll be able to get on the bike and commence the bike course. The mount line will be clearly marked. Cycling inside transition before the mount line is strictly prohibited and may result in a disqualification. The bike course is a 90 km clockwise 1-lap course. Head down to Jalan Teluk Burau, make your first turn onto this road, then make a turnaround to return to the same route. Continue going straight onto Jalan Teluk U, then take a left turn onto Jalan Datai. Along Jalan Datai, make a turnaround and head back onto Jalan Teluk U again and turn left. Keep straight to bypass the Air Hangat roundabout and continue onto Jalan Air Hangat, then turn right onto Jalan Langkawi Highway. Continue going straight onto the highway, then turn right onto Jalan Padang Gaung. Next, turn left onto Jalan Lubuk Semilang. Then turn left again onto Jalan Makam Masuri. Turn right onto Jalan Mata Air. Once you head down onto Jalan Mata Air, turn left onto Jalan Simpang Kenyum. Keep going straight and turn right onto Jalan Padang Maksira. Then turn right again onto Jalan Ulu Melaka. Continue to Jalan Neo Cabang and turn left. From there, make a left turn onto Jalan Kuala Teriang. Turn towards Jalan Pulau Langkawi, then make a right turn and make a turnaround at Jalan Kuala Muda. Finally, turn left onto Jalan Lapangan Terbang and head back to Transition 2. There will be a total of 4 aid stations around the bike course with a total of 4 hits. Do read the bike course section of the AIG for a more detailed course description. During race morning, Ironman bike mechanics will be at Transition when it opens. They will also circulate around the bike course, bike aid station, and they will provide basic tools and spare tubes for the athletes to undertake repairs during the race. Bear in mind, mechanics will not carry out repairs on behalf of the athletes, as it is against the rules. Only a limited number of spare tubes will be available with the bike mechanics. The bike mechanics will not be providing any spare wheels or tubular tires. It is the athlete's responsibility to bring your own tubes or spare wheels. Due to the distance that is needed to be covered, delays should be expected when requesting a bike mechanic. They will endeavour to get to an athlete as soon as possible. However, we apologise for any delays. Do not move from the original location where the request was made so that it is easier for the mechanics to locate you. Road closures will be in place for the duration of the race to minimize traffic flow and to protect athletes. Please exercise vigilance and tolerance if traffic is encountered, particularly at roundabouts and intersections. Normal road rules apply. Police, traffic controllers, and event crew will be on course to assist. The bike course has 4 aid stations, approximately 10 to 25 kilometers apart from each other. The locations of the aid stations are listed in the AIG. The products offered are water, Boom Plus Isotonic, High Five Energy Gels, bananas, petroleum jelly, and sunscreen. Aid station products will be available in this order. The litter zones at the start and end of the station define the legal trash and bidden discard zone. Outside of these zones, athletes will be penalized for littering. Aid stations are the only location on the course where discarding is allowed. To access aid station products, athletes will need to loudly and clearly communicate to volunteers. Each table has a different colored tablecloth that designates the products served. Remember, volunteers are there to support you, not to serve you. Move slowly through the aid stations, and if you need to stop, pull over and off the road, taking care of your surroundings before doing so, both on exiting and re-entering the course. Athletes should take the time to read the bike course regulations on the screen to help you avoid any potential penalties. For more information, see a race official pre-race or view the detailed Ironman race competition rules on our website. The bike course rules and regulations are available online in the Athlete Information Guide. It is the athlete's responsibility to be familiar with them. If you do receive a penalty, the race officials will show you a blue, yellow or red card, tell you to stop at the next penalty box if applicable, note your athlete number and other information. There are 2 penalty boxes on the bike course located near Black Sand Beach along Jalan Teluk U and another penalty box located inside Transition 2 T2 at MIAC. Each penalty box is easily identified by a yellow tent and signage. Please note that the drafting and blocking penalties cannot be challenged under any circumstances. If you are shown a yellow or blue card, you may be directed by the race official to perform a stop-start penalty. Any 3 infringements will equal a disqualification. If you receive a red card from a race official, you must report to the race referee once you have completed your race. Avoid all infringements by being fair and safe. This is a non-drafting event, meaning unless overtaking, 12 meters must be kept between yourself and the bike in front at all times. Please take the time to read and understand the drafting regulations shown. You must complete your pass within 25 seconds. At all times, you must be making forward progress. Every pass that is attempted needs to be completed. After being passed, drop back 12 meters. You cannot pass another cyclist until a 12-meter gap is ensured. If you decide to withdraw at any time, you must notify an Ironman staff or race official so that we can account for your safety. It is compulsory to return your timing chip to the event staff, race official, or the dropout clerk located at the information counter. The time limit for the bike leg is 5 hours 30 minutes after an athlete's individual start time. There will be multiple intermediate cutoffs along the bike course, and race officials will activate cutoffs 5 hours and 30 minutes after the last athlete has started the race. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cutoff time will not be able to continue. Do note that all intermediate cutoff times and locations for this leg of the course are listed within the Athlete Information Guide. The race director reserves the right to enforce a cutoff at any given time. As you dismount at the bike finish chute into Transition 2, please place your bike at your designated bike rack. Athletes will then take their red run gear bag and enter the change tent if required. There are separate change tents for male and female athletes. Once athletes have completed their change, they must repack their bags with the discarded bike attire and excess gear and place their bags at the designated bike rack. The run course is a clockwise one-lap course around the grounds of Langkawi. After exiting Transition 2, athletes will head towards Jalan Lapangan Terbang, turn left to Jalan Kuala Muda and head towards Jalan Pantai Cenang Road to make a turnaround at Warisan Duty Free Building. Coming back to Pelangi Beachfront area, athletes must keep left at the split point when heading towards the lap band area to collect their first lap band. Then, athletes will need to head towards Jalan Kuala Muda again to make a turnaround at the same road and return to Jalan Pantai Cenang Road. Once the athletes have finished their first lap, they will need to pass through the Pelangi Beach front area and head towards the finish line in Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa to finish their Ironman 70.3 journey. Please read the run course section in the AIG for a more detailed course description. The run course will be a mixture of hard and soft surfaces. Ironman will endeavour to mark all hazards on course with spray paint, traffic cones, and hazard tape. Please do keep your eyes open for any such presentations. The run course has 6 aid stations located approximately 1.2 to 2.2 kilometers apart. The locations of the aid stations are listed in the AIG. The products offered are water, Boom Plus Isotonic, cola, salt mean candy, High Five energy gels, jelly beans, bananas, watermelon, pretzels, petroleum jelly, ice, and sunscreen. The litter zone signs at the start and the end of the station determine the legal trash discard zone. Athletes will be penalized for littering outside of these zones. Aid stations are the only place on the course where discarding is allowed. To access aid station products, athletes will need to communicate loudly and clearly to the volunteers. Each table has a different colored tablecloth that designates the products served. Remember that volunteers are there to support you, not to serve you. Move slowly through the aid stations, and if you need to stop, move off the course, taking note of your surroundings before doing so, both on exiting and re-entering the course. The run course rules and regulations are available online in the Athlete Information Guide. It is the athlete's responsibility to be familiarized with the guide. Please read the latest Ironman competition race rules to have a better understanding on all the rules and regulations on the run course. These are the list of prohibited running shoes in all Ironman races. We strongly encourage all athletes to always check the website for the latest update before starting the race. Should you decide to withdraw before the race, please inform an Ironman staff or the dropout clerk located at the information counter so we can account for your safety. Race day withdrawals must be recorded via the dropout clerk at the information counter located at T1, T2 or at the finish line precinct in the Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa. It is compulsory for athletes to return their timing chip. If you fail to return your timing chip, a USD 150 replacement penalty charge applies. The time limit for the combined swim, bike and run total is 8 hours and 30 minutes after an athlete's individual start time. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cutoff time will not be recognized as an official 2024 Ironman 70.3 Langkawi finisher and will be shown in the results as a DNF. Please note that there are additional intermediate cutoff times for this leg of the course listed within the Athlete Information Guide. The race director reserves the right to enforce a cutoff at any given time. The support and gear wagons, also known as the SAG wagons, will be roaming across the bike and run courses to gather athletes who are unable to complete the race or the course within the cutoff time. Collected athletes will be transported back to T2. Should you require a SAG wagon at any time, please wave down an event official and then contact Ironman for a SAG wagon. Alternatively, inform the volunteers at the nearest aid station. Delays in SAG wagon transportations are to be expected. Do not move from your reported location once the SAG wagon has been called. This could affect the ability to locate you. Completing an Ironman 70.3 race is a very remarkable experience. Crossing the finish line is the pinnacle. In accordance with the Ironman rules, family, friends, and pets are not permitted in the finish chute or finish area. Please ensure your loved ones are aware of this rule, as you will be disqualified if this rule is not adhered to. This rule has been imposed to reduce the risk of an athlete unintentionally harming themselves, their loved ones, or other athletes. It's also important to respect other finishers and their experience as they cross the finish line. Ironman hopes everyone makes the best of their time in the spotlight. Once you've crossed the finish line, you'll be escorted through a secured finish area. The volunteers will present you with a finisher's medal and towel. If you require medical support, please inform the volunteers to assist you. Do allow the volunteers to remove your timing chip before heading to the recovery area. The recovery area will have drinks and a mixture of hot and cold food. Your black street gear bag can be collected inside the recovery area as well. There is a change tent available should you require. Event staff and volunteers are available within the post-finish area should you require assistance at any time. You've just completed your Ironman 70.3 Langkawi race. The action continues with bike checkout and transition bags collection. The bike collection procedure is as follows. On race day, athletes will be allowed to collect their bike, blue bike gear bags, and red run gear bags from Transition 2 at MIAC after the last athlete has completed the bike leg. Your street gear bag will be available for pickup at the recovery area upon completion of your race. Street gear bag tent closes at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. Please be reminded that Transition 2 closes at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday as well. Any unclaimed bikes, transition bags, street gear bags, as well as lost property will be disposed of after 5:30 p.m. It is the athlete's responsibility to collect their items before 5:30 p.m. The 2024 Ironman 70.3 Langkawi requires the support of over 800 local volunteers to deliver the event. Remember to thank the volunteers after the race because without the volunteers, we simply would not be able to run any Ironman events. You have enjoyed and endured months of training to be here on race week. Now it's time to celebrate your achievement for completing the race at the awards presentation and roll-down ceremony. The 2024 Ironman 70.3 Langkawi Awards presentation will be held in Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. If you are placed in the top 3 of your age group, you are required to attend the awards presentation to receive your trophy. If you are a place getter and unable to attend, please arrange collection of your trophy prior to leaving the race site. The roll-down ceremony for the 2025 VinFast Ironman 70.3 World Championships will be held in Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa at 6:15 p.m. on Saturday. We are offering 45 age group qualifying slots plus 20 additional women qualifying slots to the 2025 VinFast Ironman 70.3 World Championships in Marbella, Spain. If you hope to earn a slot, please be on time for slot allocation. If you qualify for a slot, your name will be called, and if you're not there to claim the slot is lost and will roll to the next athlete on the list, and there will be no opportunity to get it back. If you don't think you're fast enough to qualify, but still wish to go to the World Championships, kindly show up, as there is always a chance you can earn a slot, as it is common for some slots to roll down from the top athletes in each age division. If you do take a slot, you will need a photo ID and be prepared to pay the €771.19 registration fee, inclusive of all fees and taxes, on the same day. Only Visa and MasterCard will be accepted. Please ensure you have your Ironman athlete profile set up and have your password ready to log in to complete your registration. On behalf of Ironman, congratulations on making it this far. You have endured and trained hard. Now it's time to give it your best. Have a great race ahead, and we look forward to seeing you at the finish line.